Hello and welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are making a little bit of bread right before we start our market for the day. I'm super excited. I can't wait to see how many hearts we get at the end. Why don't we go ahead and get to the end of our market, shall we? We're closing up now, and we made a substantial, amazing amount of 174 hearts for the day, which gives us roughly a half a happiness meter, give or take, and that wiped out essentially our whole day. So we do need to go ahead and set up camp. Starting the very next day, it is day 2 of the market, but I don't think we're going to sell anything today. We are going to get our week started by getting some more happiness and continue on to the next town. In Grandview Gardens, which is the next town, we meet Lynn and Cass, which ask us for some chili powder. Shortly after talking to Lynn and Cass, we do find a froglet all the way in the back of the flower fields. We then talk to Rafa, who would like a picture of a windmill. So let's go ahead and head over there and get the picture. Let's go ahead and get us and our 2 friends here in frame and take the picture. I believe that was a beautiful picture that we probably got there. So let's return to Rafa to hand it over. Rafa tells us to come back tomorrow. The very next area that we're going to visit is Lugo Lago Springs. I believe that's how you say it. Not 100% sure. But we do find many important things here. There is only one little side area, though. It is not multiple paths from what I can see. So let's go ahead and start exploring the city, shall we? Not far in, we meet Ruthie here, who asks us to get some potpourri for Jean-Claude's nose, as he has such a strong nose. They don't want him to leave the area, so we have to talk to Dottie in Petalpot Glade. A little bit after talking to Ruthie, we end up finding the chili bushes that would give us the chilies for the chili paste, but we still don't have a way to make the chili paste. We actually need to get an upgrade for that. Shortly after leaving, we end up in Spindleway. This is another new area that we haven't been to yet. We go ahead and head in, and we spot a friend down here that we're going to go speak to. Mikey asks us if we can get him some dough. And then we talk to Donatello over here, who asks us for some white pigment. They give us the recipe for the white pigment, and now we are on a mission to find out how to make the white pigment. A little bit farther in Spindleway, we decided to help gather all of these bees that had escaped to help Bogart here. He gives us the tomato soup recipe. Going a little bit farther in, we end up at Clamberry, where we decide to help collect all of the fish and clams. This is where Rose gives us some clams for all of our efforts. After exploring a little bit more, I noticed that there's not a whole lot going on here. We talked to as many people as we could, so we head to the next place. We end up at the Clementine house, where they have plenty of things we can harvest here, such as oranges and lemons. So I take as much advantage as I can. After putting away these lemons, I realized that it is kind of late, so we need to go ahead and set up camp, where of course I give Rigby some love, talk to Bubba, and then the next morning we get a letter from Auntie Madeline, reiterating that all of the in-demand items are going to be shown on Mondays, so we can prepare throughout the week. After we had harvested those last 2 lemons, I realized that there wasn't much else for me to do here, so I went ahead to go finish a little more quest and get a little more of the storyline done. On our travels, we stopped by the Dairy Me milk bar, so we can go ahead and grab more milk for butter and cream, and just any use, really. Once we make it back to Fellowwood Acres, we go ahead and drop off the cog with Oscar. He tells us afterwards that we can bring him any wheat and he will turn it into flour free of charge. As it takes a very long time to travel from one side of the map to the other, it was already pretty late, so we went ahead and set up camp. Of course, we give Rigby some love, as always, and then we talk to Bubba for a minute before going to sleep. This is a very easy way to get some extra happiness and a pretty decent amount. We do have 6 upgrade tokens we do need to go turn in for the upgrades that we need. The very next morning, we continue on, and we decide to go turn in a couple more quests that are pretty easy. The first stop is going to be with Jean-Pierre, where we bring him a carrot that he has been obsessed with. He gives us the carrot cake recipe. Once we finish harvesting the onions that were there, we decided to head to Buzzington Hills, where we have a slight glitch here with some dialogue that was supposed to happen before finishing a previous quest line that we had already done with the bee repellent. After leaving Buzzington Hills, we continue on to Stony Bridge, picking up some resources on the way, like strawberries and apples. Once we talk to Spence, completing his questline, we get a bunch of happiness in our meter. Stony Bridge has 2 gardens, and as you know, the previous quest that we had with Nona and Nono, we needed to come and wave at every single gardener in the secret gardens, so that way we can get access to them. This is where we meet Costa. He currently is craving a salad and asks us to sneak him one. After waving at everyone on the way to Didi, we go ahead and talk to them about the pumpkin bread recipe. They give us the recipe after letting us know that theirs didn't turn out super well, but is excited to try ours. As soon as we go down the stairs, we talk to Ivy and we wave at them. That is just another garden down. I believe we're pretty close to having them all done by now. After talking with Ivy, they give us a box of produce to bring back to Nona. Since we're already here, I went ahead and made the pumpkin bread so that we could drop it right back off to Dee, making sure that there wouldn't be any confusion. We also made the salad for Costa while we were at it. We dropped the salad off with Costa. Then we run over to speak to Didi, turning in the pumpkin bread. It is pretty late at this point, so we need to get back so we can end the day and start tomorrow. And right before we set up camp, if you have made it this far, please like and subscribe. It really does help me out, and I am so appreciated for everyone that has joined me recently. We, of course, give some love to Rigby and talk to Bubba. Even though we are at 7 upgrade tokens, I would still like to get more. If I remember correctly, we needed some pumpkin bread for the Frog Prince to be able to take him home to Mr. Jumpy, so we stopped by Morty's Pumpkin Patch. Shortly after leaving the pumpkin patch, we drop the produce off to Nona here. She thanks us, and then we turn the information in to Nono here. After talking to Nona again, she lets us know that we are officially a member of the community gardens. This also fills our happiness meter up, giving us our 8th upgrade token. Since we have 8 upgrade tokens and we were right next to Basilborg, we went ahead and stopped by to see our bestest friend, Arthur, the guild representative. He is still talking about the salad, which is kind of curious to me. I see that we can get river floaties for our boat that would benefit us farther along. We decided on getting 3 upgrades at the stove, the max carrying capacity from 4 to 5, and then the ability to craft multiple items in one go. Instead of only making 1 at a time, we are able to make 5 at a time now in one swift go. We come talk to the Frog Prince as we went ahead and grabbed our pumpkin bread to give it to him. He then tells us that we need to get him his royal scepter, which is back with Nona. We come back and talk to Jimothy and explain to him that we did not find any treasure buried anywhere in here. He asks us to go talk to Mr. Jumpy with him. It is here where Mr. Jumpy informs us that he believes the riddle means the apple orchard. Now we bought the upgrade for the stove so that way we could make the chili paste that Cass and Lynn had previously asked for. This is also useful for other things such as the strawberry jam. We make it to the apple orchards, but it is pretty late here. We did make a couple stops on the way, such as to pick up milk from the Dairy Me milk farm and to collect some onions on the way. That only takes a couple seconds. It is really the traveling time that wears everything down. After talking to Jimothy, we decided to talk to Caramel Sunday. Caramel Sunday kind of goes through it with Jimothy here, and he eventually decides that he is kind of done with the treasure hunt and would really just like to go home. He's done chasing this imaginary treasure hunt that Mr. Hershey has gave him, and we agreed to take him home. Stopping off and talking to Ellie, she asked us to help figure out where Grandma put in this stew. Swinging by Lance on our way, we decided to drop off the herb that Lance had asked for, giving us the recipe for herb bread. After helping Dill down one more time from the highest dive so far, in one Assassin's Creed cutscene later, he gives us some recipes to make some clothes. We swing by to pick up the scepter from Nona, so that way we are getting the most out of every single trip that we can. As it is pretty late at this time, after helping rummage and gather some fruits around, we decide to turn in for the night. Give Rigby some love, talk to Bo before bed, and get ready to start the week new. As we were passing by, we stopped in Basilbrook to go ahead and upgrade one more time, as we had 3 available credits to our name. With this, we got the oven and stove upgrade that lets us make multiple items all at once. Instead of 1 loaf of bread, it will allow us to make 5 at a time now. Of course, while we're in the neighborhood, we stop by and drop off the scepter to the Frog Prince. This is where he informs us that he needs his crown from the Dark Mage, and the Dark Mage is admiring his pumpkins. After speaking with Dottie, she informs us that she needs a little bit of help dropping off some bouquets of flowers to a couple different people in a couple different towns. So we agree, of course, and go on our way. Stopping by with Mikey, we go ahead and give him the dough, where he informs us that he needs some tomatoes now. We go ahead and slice the tomatoes and bring them to him. He then informs us that he would like some cream. Luckily, since we were stopping off at every town, collecting every resource that we can, we went ahead and had some milk to turn into cream to give to Mikey. He then informs us that he would like us to swing by the next day to see how his treat turned out. Unfortunately, we do not have the white pigment for Donatello right this second. We will be unlocking that very shortly, though. Stopping off at Clanberry, the very first bouquet of flowers that we have to deliver is to Morella right here. She informs us that she has a fishing rod that needs to be delivered to Arthur, and we accept the package. Shortly after making it to the Clementine house, we drop off the next bouquet to Audrey and Angela. After making it to Lugo Lago Springs, we talk to Isaac to drop off his bouquet of flowers. After returning back to Dottie, it is pretty late. She gives us the recipe for the potpourri, but we go ahead and get ready to set up camp. Of course, we give love to Rigby, and then we hang out with Bubba and speak to him for a little extra happiness. After going back in the caravan, we do fix a few things up, and I would like to say thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.